The M4A3 76W and T-34-85 are both World War II medium tanks sitting at battle rating 5.7 in War Thunder. Let's see how they compare in game through armor, firepower, and mobility. Most of the turret front is a little less than 130mm of protection. This means that most vehicles in the VR are able to go through the Sherman's turret. Let's take a look at the T-34. The T-34 has some areas that are just as weak as the Sherman's. However, the overall turret shape allows for more ricochets, although it does have an exposed turret ring as well. Let's take a look at the Sherman's hull. The hull of the Sherman isn't particularly strong. Most shells will go through the front with no issue. However, the side armor is quite thin, meaning you can't angle this tank very effectively. Let's check the T-34's hull. The T-34's hull has similar protections to the Sherman, meaning that most shells will go through your hull if you're not angled. Let's check an angle. Whenever it's angled, the front plate can be quite strong. And unlike the Sherman, the T-34's side armor is thicker, and it's also at an angle, meaning that you can actually effectively angle this vehicle. Now let's take a look at their firepower. The Sherman has solid shot stock, meaning that while it can penetrate a Tiger at good distance, it's not going to do that much damage. The next round that you get on the Sherman is M62. This is an APHE round. It has even more penetration than solid shot, and deals significantly more damage. Final round that the Sherman has is APCR. It has 109mm of penetration, and can deal some damage. Let's take a look at the T-34. The T-34-85 stock round was an APHE round, meaning that you're going to do significant damage, but you will have slightly less penetration than the Sherman. The next round that the T-34-85 has is another armor-piercing high explosive, but it has a ballistic cap, meaning that you'll have more penetration downrange, and it has better slope modifiers than the previous round. The final important round is an APCR round the T-34 carries. It's not that much different than the Sherman, so there's not much to say there. One advantage the Sherman does have is a vertical stabilizer. This can allow the Sherman to have firepower advantage where the T-34 does not. Let's go check the mobility of these vehicles. The first thing you'll notice is that the initial speed of these vehicles is pretty similar. The T-34-85 is getting a slight advantage right now. Whenever the Sherman starts catching up to it, the Sherman keeps accelerating past it until 42 kilometers an hour. That's actually the top speed of the Sherman. Now you can see the T-34-85, its higher top speed is allowing it to go faster than the Sherman. These two are very similar in terms of mobility, but in the long run, the T-34-85 is a faster vehicle. While these two vehicles are quite similar, there has to be one winner. The T-34-85 has an advantage in both armor and mobility. The Sherman and T-34 actually have very similar firepower, so there's not a huge advantage. In conclusion, the T-34-85 is a better tank, however only slightly. If you want to check out another video where I compare tanks, check out this video here.